really get this one, but...
Oh, that? I think it's a take on the modern businessman, you know? Who is he? What does he yearn for?
It's not. Morons. Sure, art is subjective, but here at the Horton Museum of Modern Marvels, we'll make sure you feel like a big dummy for not knowing what a painting means. You'll pay $30 for a ticket to be an idiot as we scoff at you from behind our podiums.
Okay, big shot. What does it mean then?
It's about the evils of capitalism. Which is ironic, considering that this place is funded by some of the most depraved billionaires you've never heard of. Or maybe you have. One of them's pretty famous for peddling opioids to the masses.
God, why would the museum accept money from someone like that?
Well, they kind of have to. Museums are too expensive and don't turn enough profit to be fiscally self-sustaining. You see, these days, other rich bozos, rich collectors purchase contemporary pieces that museums can't afford like they used to. Even though that painting looks like it could have been dribbled out on the canvas by your 4-year-old nephew, this new modern piece called New Blue Boy Unframed by William Krauss cost over $30 million. Collectors will loan them to museums for a price, of course, or here at the Museum of Modern Marvels, we'll do an expansion, and guess what we need to pay for that? Rich investors to put on our board of trustees or whatever other frivolous bullshit we can give them so that they'll fork over their cash. We'll name a new wing for them or put a dumb plaque up with their name on it, and they get to write it off of their taxes. And then a protester will spray red paint on that plaque, because that particular investor was fracking for oil in an enclave of orphanages or something like that. It's the circle of life.
Okay, what about the government? Shouldn't they pay for some of this? I mean, art is important.
Oh, honey. Our government cares less about art than it does about those fracking orphans, which is very little.
Well, same here. So,
Hey!
I'm just saying, it all seems so pretentious. And I mean, that guy's right. I mean, my nephew could have painted that.
Okay, so you'd prefer classical works better?
Oh, she's talking about the old crap, you know, a naked guy next to a horse, or a naked guy next to another naked guy, or a naked woman with a clamshell over her hoo-ha.
That's the good one. I like that one.
Disgusting.
Okay.
Men, such simple creatures.
Ah, the seagull. Nature's garbage disposal. Flying rats. And my arch nemesis on beach days. Thankfully, I've got Factor, which is helping me meet my wellness goals in time for summer. So I'm feeling healthy and ready to fight off an entire flock of seagulls at moment's notice. They've got a full menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. My favorite part? Factor keeps my kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. So I can spend more time on the beach, fighting the seagulls. Speaking of the beach, keep an eye out for Surf and Surf, which is shrimp and salmon, and Surf and Turf, steak and shrimp, meal options coming soon. Head to Factor75.com or click the link below and use code HONESTADS50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That's code HONESTADS50 at Factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month of orders. Unless you're a seagull, then you get nothing. Or we could check out the ancient artifacts section, you know, like war pieces and arrows and bows and stuff. You'd love that.
Ah, you must be talking about our new wing, the Roger H. Horton Gallery of Plundered Possessions. That's where we display artifacts that have been, borrowed from other countries without their consent.
Do you mean stolen?
Oh, yes, that's the word. There was a whole Marvel movie about that.
That sounds really messed up.
Black Panther?
Yes, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
No, not the movie, the stealing part.
Oh, yes, you're right. Museums have been involved in this kind of, let's call it, problematic colonial collecting. For centuries, white people would just show up in a new country and say, "That's mine."
Yeah.
Well, they didn't just do that with land. We kind of go Grinch mode and take everything in one fell swoop. And when these countries ask for their often sacred, culturally significant pieces back, we argue that they're safer where they are, right here, right now, behind bulletproof glass. I mean, who knows what those people would do with those artifacts?
That sounds really racist.
Yeah, that's racist.
That's probably because it really is racist. Legal loopholes in the passage of time let us get off scot-free. After all, it's been so long since this clay pot was made, who knows who it really belonged to?
Like I said, messed up.
Oh, you weren't supposed to see that. And hey, even if we wanted to return this stuff, which we don't, we can't. Thanks to manifest destiny, war, and famine, we've wiped the original owners off the map. Oh, don't act like you're not currently gentrifying a neighborhood in a major city.
I've always wondered how they haven't been able to take like Stonehenge or that big Jesus statue in Brazil.
Oh, we tried. Couldn't lift it.
This is wildly disappointing.
You know what? Babe, let's go down to that museum of tacos that's down the street. That looks fun.
Oh, come on, that's not really a museum.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Well, what is a museum if not a gallery of stuff on display? You're just mad it doesn't earn you any intellectual superiority points. Go flock to the new iteration of museums. May they be about tacos or tattoos or pizza or ice cream or slime or even sex.
they have.
Just keep in mind, you're essentially paying $40 for an Instagram photo.
Oh, but at the taco one, at the end, you actually get to go swim in a ball pit that looks like ground beef.
Oh, sounds fun and so hygienic.
Hey, at least it's not stolen art, right?
It's not art at all.
Oh, you got that right, Toots. Oh, by the way, the Taco Museum board is made up entirely of old white dudes just like me, so I hope you weren't expecting any genuine Mexican food. I've been Roger. Come back to the Horton Museum next month, where we'll be featuring the art collection of a war criminal.
I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, which one?
Oh, it's not Hitler, just so you know.
Give that back.
Ooh!